Greetings, South Africa. My name is Eric Keys, coming at you once again with Passing Glance. This show, Passing Glance, will be aired on the Capital Breakfast Show on Swanee TV. Certainly appreciate the opportunity to share ourselves here in America with you there in South Africa. Today we have a phenomenal young man on the show. His name is Patrick A. Subtle, a subtle approach, if you will. Just an amazing man. He's really touched my life, really been a blessing to me. So welcome, Patrick. Certainly appreciate you.
Thank you, my brother, Eric J. Keys.
Now, I do know that, we've shared a lot of moments together. We've talked together about, a lot of our experiences in life, things that have happened to us individually. Now, I know that at one point in your life, you actually made a leap of faith, if you will, sold all your worldly possessions, and you went to a certain place. Would you share with us where that place was?
It was South Africa.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, if you would, why did you choose South Africa of all places?
South Africa has been a place that has been on my heart since my high school years and right into my years at the university. South Africa, it mirrored so much to me. The anti-apartheid era of South Africa mirrored to me what was going on here in the United States. So that caught my attention. So it just opened the door for me to start researching, learning, and just really putting myself into South Africa, and let's learn everything I could learn about the country. With the opportunity to go there, it was just like icing on the cake.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now I know that you're a big history buff. You've shared I've learned so much from you. If you would just share with me a little bit more about the history and the essence of South Africa and how it relates to America.
Well, I don't think most people don't know the history of South Africa is one of struggle, just like our history in the United States is one of struggle. But what we don't know and what we never really tie together is that struggle is a similar struggle. It happened within the same era, within the same time frame. The NAACP got its start in 1903, and 8 years later, the ANC got its start there in South Africa in 1912. As those organizations grew and they laid the foundation for the later civil rights movement, as well as the anti-apartheid movement, the leadership started to line up, and it looked so similar to me. I could see components of Nelson Mandela in Dr. King. I could see components of Steve Biko in Malcolm X. And I could give you a long list of people and their lives and their commitment to the struggle mirrored each other. And I thought then, well, why did we not come together and struggle together? But we didn't have the technology that we have now. So they were struggling on their own there in South Africa, and we were struggling here, and we really didn't, it wasn't a connection, but there was a connection, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely, absolutely. Man, I tell you, that is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a student and a leader in learning. So appreciate that so much. Now, not only are you a leader and a student, but you're also a very accomplished writer. And we would love to give you an opportunity to showcase your writing. I know you're a published author. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So if you would just share with us some of your writing experience.
I'm not sure how accomplished I am, but I do have a love for writing. It's something that I've done even as a kid. I would write these stories and I would just file them away. I remember leaving college, going into the workplace. I would still write essays. I would research and write reports and just file this stuff away, never really wanting to publish anything, just had a love for writing. My trip to South Africa opened the door where I was able to work on a manuscript. I worked on that manuscript every night while I was there in Johannesburg, and that gave me an opportunity to put together this story. And I thought it was a good story. I thought I was going to come back home. I thought I was going to go to the first publisher. They was going to say, "Here's $1 million. Your first book's a deal." But it wasn't. So it was a struggle. But it gave me an opportunity to continue to work on my craft because I know that I could write, but I didn't necessarily have the technical part of writing. So I studied that, I learned that, and it gave me the opportunity to reach out to people because everybody inside them has a book inside them. Everybody wants to write a book. So that opportunity gave me to become a mentor to people who want to write. They'll say, "Well, how did you write that book? How did it happen?" So I'm able to show them the steps that they have to take to become a writer. And most people really, really will listen and they'll say, if they have a love for it, then they'll move forward and they will progress with the writing. If they don't, then it'll just kind of be something that they put aside. So it's opened doors for me to reach out to people, working on a play. Actually, it's going to be a documentary, and it's going to tie the South African struggle together with our civil rights struggle. So, Eric, for me, it's like writing is an extension of who I am. It's not what I do, it's who I am. Mm-hmm. So I love to write, and it's a moniker that one of the civil rights leaders in South Africa, Steve Biko, he said, I write what I like. Mm-hmm. But now I realize that you want to make money, so you have to write what other people like. So you have to kind of flip it up. So that's where I am. I'm looking for opportunities to use my craft and use my skill to earn a living. So that's where I'm at right now with the writing.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of learning and using your craft to make a living, how would the people in South Africa be able to get in contact with you if they were looking for a mentor as a writer?
Well, they can always reach me on my Facebook page. That's Pat Suttle, Pat F. Suttle. And I'm always available. If they send me an inbox or if they post to my page, I'll get back with them really, really soon, because I feel like communication is something that you have to do when it comes. You know, so often people get messages and they set it aside and they say, well, I'll go back to it. I'm the type of person, if I get a message, I'm going to send you a message right then because I like to write.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly appreciate you sharing yourself with us. South Africa, I know you'd love to have Brother Suttle come back with you and spend more time with you. Just an amazing individual. Thank you, Mr. Patrick Suttle. We appreciate it. For our next segment, we will have a wonderful young man by the name of Rabbit. He is a singer-songwriter. I'm one of his biggest fans. I think that you all in South Africa will enjoy him just as much as we enjoy him here in America. He actually had a #1 hit in the world in the 90s. So he's just an amazing individual, not only amazing individual, singer and songwriter, but also man of God. Myself, as well as Mr. Patrick Suttle, will be interviewing him. We both will be co-hosting the show and talking to Rabbit. So with that being said,
South Africa, we are so glad to bring you this second segment. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, I think the show is going to be awesome. So please do check us out. With that being said, South Africa, goodbye, and know that we always love you.
God bless.